Hello everyone, welcome to my channel or this video. This might be the first full-length video I upload, which is hilarious considering I've been working on a Minecraft speedrunning video for like the last, I don't know how many months. And then, oh, whoopsie, DELTARUNE Chapter 5 came out and I have thoughts and I'd like to share them with the community, because I do have like a lot of things I'm thinking about, and I've obviously been tracking all the theories, all the thoughts everyone's been having. I'd say I'm on like the mid to surface level like area in terms of like interacting with the Deltarune community. Like I'm on the Discord, but I don't really spend time on there. And then in terms of just like my credentials, I mean, I was an Undertale kid. Like I dressed up as Sans for Halloween. I'm not gonna show pictures of it, but I remember it very clearly, having like a full-length body skeleton thing and then just like a blue hoodie with fluff inside of it on it, and it was amazing and I was so happy. And then I was like peak 2017 Undertale fan. Like I was on the Mino, bro, fucking deep cut ass app. But those are my credentials. And then obviously Deltarune, I remember watching, pretty sure like a playthrough of chapter 1, and then either not realizing it was Toby Fox's like new game and then just like ignoring it. But then obviously like for chapter 2 and everything, I came back full swing and have been obviously obsessed ever since. Like if anyone asks me what my favorite game is, I usually say like Minecraft is the game I play the most. It's the one that I've like dedicated the most time of my life to. But if somebody were to ask like what my favorite game is, I would say Deltarune, because I really love Deltarune. This isn't like a theory video, this is more like, it's not even a rant, it's just like a unstructured, like I don't even have bullet points. I was gonna do bullet points and I was like, whatever. Video talking for where I'm gonna just say some things that I'm thinking about Deltarune Chapter 5. So I streamed it on my Twitch, by the way, check out my Twitch. We have fun there a lot. I'm just playing Minecraft nowadays. But I played Deltarune Chapter 5 on stream, and then I forgot to upload the VOD, so now the VOD's gone, but I made one clip of it. Of reacting to the Sans punch card, bro. That shit killed me. That was my biggest reaction during the entire chapter.
Not much. Just take this marker and draw your friends on here so I'll remember you. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Is that Toby Fox when I get you?
But anyways, the point is that I played through chapter 5. I would give it, I think, like a 7-8 out of 10. And then like a 4 out of 5. I think that we ate so good with chapters 3 and 4 that there were a lot of expectations for chapter 5. Because chapters 3 and 5 had, I think, like, ignoring the fact that, yeah, chapter 3 kind of long with like the gaming part of it. Overall, they're incredible chapters, especially chapter 4, and I think that it was mainly, like, I think the reason people, like, I think, especially being chapter 4 being, like, the most recent chapter, like, chapters 3 and 4 were so lore heavy, and they were, like, the chapters that finally established, like, basically once and for all what Deltarune is gonna be. And people were expecting chapter 5 to take it to the next level. And I'm gonna be honest, one of the reasons I really love lore and theories and storytelling, like I love history in real life, and I love like analysis and everything, and of like historical and political moments. Like I'm a fucking political science student. And so I like that in my video games as well. But I love Deltarune for that, and I love Deltarune for the story, because I think the story is very strong. I think the themes are very strong. There's this one incredible video essay on YouTube called The Temptation of Chris, absolutely incredible. Like, Deltarune has so much value for just like genuine literary analysis, and I think chapter 5 serves that part more than it does the lore theory crafting side of things, and that's okay, because that was the vision for the chapter. So just because I was disappointed with like the lack, and a lot of other people were disappointed with the lack of lore, that's okay. Because we need to not forget that even just because we're experiencing Deltarune as chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7! I'm sorry. We're experiencing it that way, but like I don't think Toby or anyone on the team has ever come out and said whether Deltarune is being released this way as like you're supposed to experience Deltarune incrementally. I don't think so, and I think the thing that proves it is the weird route. I think the fact that in chapter 3 you have the weird route being in the sword minigame, I think that's supposed to be like a hypothetical. I think that the vision for Deltarune is a complete game, not to experience it as like episodes of a TV show where they're released weekly. I sincerely think that. I think the weird route proves that, because chapter 3's sword minigame is supposed to like imply, and then all the other references to it, like about like, oh, like Ralsei being like, what if it's even worse or whatever. Like, those are supposed to imply to players, like, I don't know, in 5 years time, who play through Deltarune chapters 1 to 7 all at once, more or less, and see, and they're like, oh, there's another route, I need to find out all the secrets and stuff, and this is the point I'm gonna get to later. Yeah, and so I think that when we play chapters 1 through 7 of Deltarune, it's gonna all click, it's gonna be incredible, etc. And it's gonna be fine, because after chapter 5 we're gonna have chapter 6, and then we're gonna have the final chapter, right? And then we're gonna have the weird route for those who do it. I didn't do the weird route, I've never done the weird route, I haven't even attempted to do it, I don't want to. I never did genocide in Undertale, because I didn't wanna hurt my friends, and I'm the same way in Deltarune. And so those are my thoughts in terms of like the general reaction to chapter 5. I mean, this video was mainly supposed to be talking about like the theory side of things, in terms of things that have been low-key pissing me off, not pissing me off, things that have been frustrating me in terms of like stuff I've seen, or maybe not even like the stuff I've seen, but like I've heard people say things and I have opinions on those things, and anyways. So I have been seeing, for one, I mean, okay, let's get out of the way. I'm gonna show what my thoughts are in terms of who I think is who in the Deltarune lore. I think Gaster was the Gonnermaker guy. I think that the second voice is Des. I'm pretty sure. I think it makes sense. I think the knight is Des. Any other knight candidate would take away from the narrative and emotional impact. It has to be Des. If chapter 6 is actually like us, Noelle joining us in the dark world, whether it be the house or whatever, both Rudy and Carol are the red herrings. People are like, I haven't seen this myself, but then I've seen like people be like, yeah, well, like people are saying that Des is the red herring. No, Des is the objectively correct answer that you know about if you're an insane lore guy and have followed every single bit of Deltarune lore since chapter 1, you know what I mean? We need to think of Deltarune as being its own full game. Just the fact that we are experiencing the chapters as they come out doesn't mean that that's the intended experience. The intended experience is ideally just normies playing like Toby Fox's magnum opus, right? And in that scenario, it's one full game with all of the lore be like, you play it in like, I don't know, like over a week or something, like over 2 weeks. The red herring is Carol. The katana's a red herring. Carol being one of the deers with antlers is the red herring. Being weird about Chris is the red herring, and everything. Rudy could also be a red herring, especially after this chapter. Because Des like, I've watched a few like clips of normies playing Deltarune. They don't know who Des is. The problem with Deltarune theory making, people focus so much on the theory crafting that they miss the fact that all of this should serve the narrative of the game, right? So it's like, yeah, like Carol could be the knight, but what would that do? Like, there's this character who has only been talked about in hushed tones, in mysterious things. We've gotten so little of them. And this character mysteriously disappeared and is kind of the impetus for the entire game. And especially like chapter 5's Asgore mystery, hashtag King of Vague posting. Those memes are so funny to me. It doesn't, like, there's this one mysterious character, like, it doesn't make sense. It's Azrael Knight is stupid because Azrael had an entire game where he was that mysterious character who you only know about at the end of the game, and the same thing's gonna happen in Deltarune. Forgotten Man, I was a Gaster is the Forgotten Man truther, but now I do think that the Forgotten Man is in fact like Chris's therapist. And there's that one theory now about the street between. I love that theory. I think it has a very solid chance of being proven correct, and I hope it is. And I think that that theory is correct, and I think that that's what it is. I think that the Forgotten Man is Chris's therapist. Now, I also think there's a good chance that Chris's therapist is Deltarune's version of W.D. Gaster. I think that Gaster might still have a big role to play. I just don't know how much stuff they're gonna be able to do with 2 chapters left. Maybe I'm not, you know, maybe I'm not giving them enough credit, the team, but I'm worried that they won't have enough time to do stuff. I'm kind of just rambling on. My main thing that I want to talk about is a realization I had playing Chapter 5. And that is that if we follow the line of thinking that Deltarune is in fact Toby Fox's magnum opus, dream project, like whatever, I'm starting to think that some stuff just isn't as serious as we all thought it would be, or that like, I think that there's some stuff that in Deltarune Toby Fox is starting to miss, or to not really pay attention to, or not to consider important enough to come back on, and things. And I think that we as a community have such an obsession with just like following every single through line and assuming that everything means something, and I'm starting to think that there's some stuff that just doesn't matter. And I think that with the whole theory crafting thing of like leaving the narrative behind issue, this is really bad. And I mean, it makes sense because like we do have years of no content, so we kind of have to go like with every single little thing. But there's some stuff that's like, I think we're never gonna get answers to, or are like details that aren't actually as important as we thought they were. For example, there's stuff like the White Pen of Hope, and then Chapter 5's trailer drops and there's a white feather, and we're like, oh my god, it's the White Pen of Hope. It is not the White Pen of Hope, you know? And there are things like all of the different water illusions, god damn it. There are all of the different water illusions that now I do think might have some answer to them, especially considering the recent Onion Sound murder and the weird route, obviously. For the record, I think that Chris and Noelle going into the water is them going out of bounds of the game world. What that's gonna look like in Chapter 7, I guess we'll see, but I do think it's supposed to reference, obviously, Noelle's out of bound breaking thingamajig, etc., etc. Like I think it's supposed to reference Noelle's out of bounds breaking ability that we saw in the ARG and the Stanton sweepstakes and everything. But there's like I remember there were so many things that I was like, surely this is gonna be answered. Like, for example, the Forgotten Man. Like, I'd like to think that that's gonna go somewhere. I really like the Street Between theory. I'm starting to think that that's not gonna be the case, and that the Forgotten Man was just there to give Chris characterization. Now, okay, to be fair, I was especially thinking that before the friend dialogue that was added in the patch, and now I'm like, why is he giving us eggs, bro? What is happening? You know? But then there was like other stuff too, or I guess one of the big ones is Mike. Like, we all thought Mike was gonna be a big important character because of the ARG, and I don't think I think Mike is the freaking Mike bit, you know? Like, I think it's just, I don't think it matters. And I'm starting to think that there's a lot of stuff that Toby and the team's gonna add that we're gonna take as some kind of big lore thing that we need to like understand and discover, and it's not gonna be that at all. And we're only gonna realize that after all 7 chapters come out, obviously, and then whatever else comes after Deltarune, I guess, maybe. But I just don't think so. And then there's like the stuff about the prophecy that we were all theorizing so deeply about. Like, again, I'm saying this before the end of, like, before chapters 6 and 7 come out. Like, I think stuff about Icy isn't gonna be important. I don't think the cryptid theory, the box, the burning ice, it's really good, like, it makes sense. But I don't think they're thinking about it that deeply, you know what I mean? Like, this whole video could be entirely disproven by the time the full game, like, all the chapters are out. And I would be unbelievably happy, but I think what the point of this video is that one, I think only maybe half of all of the stuff in the game is gonna point to like all of the different things we think are happening. And it's like, and I feel like I'm already making a mistake of saying that because Undertale did have so much stuff that pointed to the end result. But we only know that through the benefit of hindsight. And I think that's one, but and number two is I'm trying to temper my own expectations, and I'm just gonna add this into the Deltarune discussion pool to try and temper other people's expectations, especially considering like the disappointment that was like that chapter 5 was met with. I think that was fixed a little bit with the friend patch with the freaking dialogue. But I think that we need to temper our expectations. And I think it's better to be prepared for not everything resolving itself compared to being disappointed when inevitably. Like, if it was one or the other, I think it's better to expect less. But so many people are theory crafting, and I think that we need to do more. Like, we need to look at this as like a work of art, because it is. It's incredible. It's a really good game with really strong themes and characters. And I mean, there was like other stuff I was like, as I was playing the chapter, I was like, oh, is this gonna be talked about or anything? And then it wasn't talked about, and maybe it's because it's chapter 5 and it's not the end of the game, but I think that we as a community need to temper our expectations. We need to expect the fact that not all these details matter. Like, I genuinely have been like, I've watched videos or theories and stuff, and I click off of them because I'm like, but I don't agree with them, and mainly because my thought process at this point has become, it's not that deep, bro. And I'm like, maybe it is. Maybe I'm completely wrong, because there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff pointing to the depths. I'm starting to think, I guess worry that the depths aren't actually gonna be a thing. Or I could be eating my words. Maybe the bunker is actually like a sewage system going into a massive ocean, a dark world, a darkness ocean, and by going out of bounds through on the right side of the lake, Chris and Noelle are gonna somehow get into the bunker and into the depths, or like outside of that into like the device, like into the depths, and then the darkness, like you need to go deeper and deeper to get to the depths to the like shelter, and like Eram is gonna come back and say, wow, this truly was our Deltarune. And I don't know, Icy is also gonna be there, I guess, and not just be a comic relief character. And I think a lot of things are comic relief and bits or things that are supposed to characterize things and not be actual signs pointing to something bigger. We should think about how our theories, what they mean in the larger narrative that Toby Fox and the team are telling, you know what I mean? And I think the other issue is that Toby, like, has admitted, like, he told us that, like, in the old newsletters, like, from a while back now, that the team has expanded a lot, and I think part of it is that there's just, like, a lot of people going over this. I don't know what kind of dictatorship Toby Fox has, where there's, like, not even a little leak or anything from anyone, or something like that, and it's, like, so hush-hush. But again, I feel like there's like a lot of people working on this now, and it can't be just Toby's vision anymore. Like, I'm sure the end result is gonna be like didn't he say something about that in like a newsletter about like there's so many hands involved in the cooking of the meal that now the meal is not like, even if the end result is what Toby wanted, like the taste might not be like what he imagined it to be or something like that. Like, that's not what he said. I'm paraphrasing, but you guys get what I mean, but with the analogy. But yeah, basically, I just think also because of how many people are working on it, it's just impossible to keep everything consistent. And I think that we need to think a few times before starting to theory craft and be like, are we sure that this is something that's valid? Or am I going crazy because we haven't had Deltarune and I don't know when the next chapter is going to, in X amount of months, X amount of years for like the past. But yeah, that's kind of all, like, I wanted to say. I just wanted to contribute because I love this game, and I love the community especially around the game, and I wanted to just say my thoughts, and also this would be really funny to clip one day in case I said anything that was in case I was completely wrong about what I'm trying to say in this little video. Go follow my Twitch and subscribe. Hey, so you could subscribe for free. I'm gonna have fun videos releasing soon. Especially, like, some of them are gonna be Deltarune related, maybe. Most of them are gonna be Minecraft related. But I feel like the people who like Minecraft and Deltarune, it's like a Venn diagram, and there's a lot of people in the middle. So do subscribe. It's for free. You can unsubscribe later, but subscribe for now. And thank you for watching this. If you guys have any thoughts about this, like, obviously let them know in the comments. Like, I really want to hear what people think. Don't come at me. I love this game. I really want all of the theories to be like this big narrative web that ties everything up really neatly at the end. My name is Wingdings Gaster, and this was truly our Deltarune